Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to tackle something that I really don't want to do, but we've got to take care of it anyway. As you can tell, it's raining outside and we have a broken headlight on this 2015 Mercedes GLK. Now, it usually would be a very simple process like the Mustangs behind me. You just take two bolts out, pull the headlight out, put a new one in. Super simple. Unfortunately, Mercedes is not that easy, and I figured this would be a good video to do in case you ever have one of these and need to know what to do, because we've got to take apart a lot of the front end. Let's get started. So while we're getting started, let's go ahead and take a look. You can see that the headlight is cracked right in here and it's been taped so that obviously we won't get water in there. We're going to replace that now. So the first thing that we have to do is remove this rubber stripping, which just kind of pulls up. Second step, use these little finger tabs right here. Okay, that takes care of that one. Whoop, comes out nicely too, which is good. We do not want to lose these. Okay, so these are separate pieces and they just kind of pop in and out. One-handed is always easiest. Also note, there is a little pull tab when you pull this section up. We'll go ahead and take a look at the underside. So that part holds it in, and it looks like those pieces hold it in, which just kind of slide in and out. That was obviously not too terrible. We'll put that out of the way. All right, we've got that side off. Let's tackle this side, which once again should have a little thing right there, I thought, but does not. So on yours, you should have the little twist top right there, and then this, which we can pull this way and lift up, which comes out easy, and then just slide this piece out, and we're done there. Now we can move on to the center section, which has these twists, which just come off like that. Now we can take the snorkel off, and all you have to do is put your screwdriver right in, let's see if I can do this one-handed, right in there, lift up, pops right off. Definitely disconnected now. We should be able to start lifting this piece up. Yep, there that goes. So over on this side, over here you can see that there are pull tabs. Right there and right there that you can release from there. So what about over here then? Because this is out. This is out. Let's just see. All right, guys, so this was the issue, is there is a tab down in there that you need to take a screwdriver, put it down, and press out so that it will pop out. Once it does, you will see it's got that little tab right there. Now this side, it was broken off already, which means this has been off at one point in its life. Not my favorite thing to learn, but you can see the tab there. You've got these two, and then you've got that one and that one on the back side. Let me flip it around. So those are real easy to get to. You just put your hand back there and press up on the tab, and then you have the snorkel that goes into there. Not the easiest thing, but not the hardest thing. So that's done. Now we got to take some bolts out. All right, next up on the docket is to remove some 10mm bolts. Now, there are two here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they're just 10mm, and we'll just take all of these out. Oh, there we go. I've already loosened them. Man, it is hard to see what you're doing and do this with no hands. I really thought these were ready to come out. Oh, well, that one's staying in for some reason. All right, I'm going to let that one stay in. It does not want to come out of there, and that's fine. The biggest thing is that we want to see movement. All right, now that we've got all of those bolts out, what we can do is see that this finally will move. And that's what we're going to need to be able to shift this bumper out of the way enough. You can see it flexing there and there to get this headlight out. But there is a problem. The rest of the bumper is not flexing, so we must go over here where we have some of these plugs. All right, so to get this all off, there is one fastener directly underneath the bumper right here, and this is the size of that one. So you can see it's a pull type fastener. That one is directly under here, right there. Then we have this one, and this one. Got to get those out, and those three are right there. They're also pull-type fasteners. And then there is one directly up here, which is a 10mm nut, and that is down here now. And what all of this has done is allowed us to pull this inner fender well out, and so we can start to gain access back here. And I'm going to have to get this down and around, but basically we're going in there so that we can get between the fender and the front bumper. We've got to take 2 more bolts out up there. Let me get to that and I'll show you as soon as we get there. So you can see that we got the front bumper kind of off, and here are where these 2 bolts stay, and they're both 10mm. So all you have to do is really, you pull this back like that. And then you can get up into it and start to see where those bolts go in to the fender. Now, I will tell you, it is tight. And all you really can do is use your feeling of the bolt heads in your hands. So once that happens, you're just in there. Take those out with 10mm. And now we're finally able to start removing our headlight. Thank God. I am sure that all of you are just as excited to get this headlight out as I am. So now we can pull this back, and you see the one bolt right there, which is an 8mm. So we're going from 10 to 8mm. We'll take that one out. There's another 8mm bolt right under here. So to gain access, you move that out of the way. There's a bolt right underneath it. We're going to take that 8mm out. And of course, we're not done under here. Once we pop that down, there is an 8mm bolt right there. Hopefully we can zoom in and get a little bit better. There we go. That bolt right there has to come out. So all 3 of those, let's get them out. I never thought taking a headlight out I could be so proud of myself, but it is finally out, and we can see the connector here. So all I have to do is press on the top, and hopefully that piece will help to pull it out. I'm going to go ahead and do that, remove this headlight. We can also see that this one got cracked here. There's a broken piece down. Yeah, that should be somewhere here, like that, I think, or like this, something. It doesn't matter. It's broken, and it's off, and it's not going back on. So it's a good thing we're replacing this headlight. And now look at this. We have a new headlight put on with no cracks or holes in it, and everything just goes back together in the same way. These little things do get a little tricky. Just remember the square hole goes at the bottom front so that when you're lining these back up, everything goes back in there nicely. Then you can put your weather stripping back in to keep your engine nice and clean, dry, and air in there. All right, guys, so that wraps it up. Now, I do not think that it should ever be that difficult to take a headlight out and replace it. I get it. It really only takes 3 tools. You need an 8mm, a 10mm, and a flathead screwdriver. But to be removing the front bumper, the supports, everything that it takes is just a pain. Mercedes, I think you could have really done it easier. I know my old Fords back there, they're very easy. I'm not sure if the new Fords are as easy, so it might be that all manufacturers are making them this difficult to replace these days. Plus, they want to get you in there so they can charge you a couple $100s to replace a headlight. Anyway, hopefully this helped you out, showed you exactly what you need to do to get your headlight off of a GLK, replace it, make it serviceable. All right, we'll catch you next time.